We make the strings louder.
Hello everyone, it's another video here by The Legend, and in this video of this series we're going to be talking about cost and profit. But before we start, I want you guys to put any questions, any concerns in the comments below, because in the next video that I'll be using to address all the different problems, questions, and some of the things we might have missed in the series, I will be addressing all that good stuff there. So make sure you put whatever you want to know, whatever you want to learn about, essentially in the comments below, and even some ideas for future videos that I should make or some videos I should remake. But now getting into this video, cost and profit. Now essentially I'm just going to show you guys the math process of going through cost and profit, and I'm just going to show examples. None of these numbers are real. None of these numbers are like, you know, essentially here in the marketplace, so don't take them literally and go and buy this shit because these prices are not going to be there. I'm going to be using the marketplace here, but once this video goes up, once you guys actually watch it, these numbers are going to change. So essentially just be careful with that stuff. Okay, so now getting into it, we're going to be using fishing costumes here. I'm going to show you guys an example of them right here. It's something I actually make currently, but fishing costumes here, the fishing clothes. This is what we're going to use an example of. It's only 3 ingredients, so it's really easy for me to show you guys, you know, the math behind doing this. Now, essentially, this math is only really good for people who are buying items and buying the materials from the marketplace. If you're getting this stuff passively, then there's no math to do. You just make the item and you just sell it. That's essentially it. You make all the passive money you need, and that's all that goes down. Now, getting into it, essentially, we're going to be starting off with flax thread. Now, I'm going to show you the math for one item if you're buying one material off the marketplace to make that item. I'm not going to show multiple because the math kind of can get heavy, and you know, it might be a little bit too, you know, just crazy for newer people. But the math is not that hard. You guys can do it. It's just basic stuff. Now, essentially, what we're going to focus on is how much flax does it take to make a certain amount of costumes, and we're going to versus that with the cost of the flax and the profit that we make from the costume. Now, essentially, we're going to start off with, you know, 500 flax. So how much 500 flax is going to cost us? 317K. Now, essentially what I like to do is round up, because sometimes the prices change. Prices always change, and we have no control over that. So the prices change every, I don't know, a couple days or so. So what I like to do is round up to increase the cost of the item, so that if the price changes, I don't have to really redo the math over again when the price changes. And because the price might change multiple times in a week, so you don't want to sit there and keep redoing this math over and over and over to make sure you're making enough money. So if you round up and you have like a good margin, you know, margin of error there, you can sit there and say, okay, well, I'll still make money because I rounded up. So essentially that's really it. We're going to see how much this costs. So we're going to go to 500. This costs 317K. We're going to round this bad boy up to about 400K. Makes it easier for us to understand here. Now it's 400K here. Now 500 equals 400K. Now what we're going to do and say is you need Artisan 2 processing. Reason being you need maximum procs. If you do not have Artisan 2 or higher processing, don't bother doing this. Might as well get these items passively, or just wait out and process up and get your level up. Because if you do not have maximum procs, you will not get enough items. You will not get enough processed items out of that material to make profit. So essentially, when I process 500 flax, I get 250 thread. Okay, 250 thread I usually process, and I get around 60 to 65 flax fabric. Sorry. Now the flax fabric, what you want to do is you want to take that number and see how much costumes you can make out of the flax fabric. Now, how much, you know, costumes can we make out of the flax fabric? We'll just say 60 for now. 65 is, you know, still a middle number. You only still be able to make 6 costumes out of that. But essentially, we're going to use the number 60 to make the math easier. Now, we have 60 flax fabric. Now we could say, okay, we can make 6 costumes. Now, how much does each costume cost? We could say each costume costs 150K. Right? Usually the number that it kind of sits at sometimes. It dips lower, really lower, a lot lower, sorry, than 150K. And sometimes it goes up to 210K, 220K sometimes. It just depends. Now, essentially, it's sitting at 6 costumes at 150K. Now, if we do the math for that, 6 times 150 is 900K. So you're making almost a mil, but you're making about 900K with, you know, 6 costumes. And this is all net. This is before the marketplace percentage. Now, you're making about 900K. Then how much it cost you to get all that flax? It costs you about 400K. So we could safely say that there's 500K difference or 500K profit if you're only buying flax from the marketplace. That's it. If you're only buying the flax from the marketplace, then this is profitable. If you're buying more items from the marketplace, like the Blackstone items to make a Blackstone powder, if you're also buying powder of time, then their profit margin will decrease. That's just that's how it works. So essentially, you could do this math over and over until you have all the items that you buy from the marketplace for that item processed and done and completed. Then essentially you could all do that, take all those numbers, add them up, subtract them, do whatever you got to do. And then what you have to do is you have to take the percentage from the marketplace, which is 30% if I'm not mistaken. And it will differ if you have a magic pack, a value pack. A value pack will give you a percentage of that back. I do not have the specific numbers on me at the moment. I will put them in the description below for you guys. But essentially that is really it. That is the basic math. I'll have all of this on the screen for you guys here. But I hope you guys took something away from this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.